Hello, everyone. We are live for episode 33 of the Sports Sensei's Unleashed. Welcome back, myself, Drew Willingham, and the legend known as Snowman. We are back for episode 33. Welcome back, Snowman.
You are most kind, sir. You are most kind. Good to be back with you. Good to be back with the folks listening and watching. 33 of these. 33.
33. We got two comments from Stream Elements right here. Already excited.
Oh yeah, we're already off and running.
And Sick is in the house too. Says, what's good, everybody? Well, what's good,
Yep.
Sick, is we just got through the intro. You are right on time. The show just started as the Snowman and I are here for episode 33, and we got a bunch of things in store to talk about today. But first of all, let's go into some NBA action, Snowman. James Harden in his comments, Daryl Morey, were they out of line? How do you feel about that?
Let's see. How do I feel about James Harden saying what he said about Daryl Morey? Let me,
Holy on smoke!
He's got nerve calling someone a liar.
Yeah, I think he needs to.
You should know your role and shut your mouth.
He's got some nerve. He's got some nerve calling someone a liar, and he doesn't have the cojones to say it to Daryl Morey's face because he owes Daryl Morey his career. I mean, who do you think made him the star in Houston, if you want to call him that, for 8 years?
We need to have a celebrity death match like it's 1999 all over again. Hear this.
Let's get ready to rumble.
I missed that show.
I think James Harden badly wanted to hear the Sixers tell him, "You're out. You're out." And instead, Daryl Morey said, "Nope, you're going to live out this contract." Now, whether James Harden does, that's a different ballgame.
I mean, what's been like the past 2 or 3 off seasons, he's wanted out of wherever his home has been. I mean,
yep.
You think about Houston, the debacle there. I mean, and now we got this in Philly. What's next, man? What is next for this man? Everywhere he goes, he's causing toxic turmoil.
So bad that he just wants to. This is how I feel. Thank you, Chris Berman. The clock's ticking on James Harden's career. Come on, can we put a wrap on James Harden's career already? I mean, listen, this has been James Harden the last three of the last 4 years. Where he was gone.
He stands up there in front of those reporters like this.
Let me talk to you.
And then he says what he says about his GM. Yes, your GM may work like I'll use the word dumpster pelicans, the term dumpster pelicans, and I bring it up again. He may act as a GM like a set of dumpster pelicans.
Oh my gosh.
Like you made that decision when you wanted out of your last home and wanted to go to Philly so bad. Even though Philly hasn't proven themselves to be a logical destination yet.
And never will.
Yeah.
I mean, just
sorry, Tyrone.
Think about this, James Harden.
The truth shall make you free.
And neither you nor Daryl Morey is telling the truth right now.
And you might want to do this, as Stephen A. says, too.
Stay off the weed.
Because your statements recently are absolute hogwash. I need you to take a dose of this, James Harden.
Would you please shut the hell up?
What's going on in James Harden's head? That team.
Yes. And I think he's got a little bit too big of an inflated ego as he's strutting around Philly's arena like this.
You may claim to be the best in the world, but I'm better than you. And you know it.
You know it's not true.
Okay, since we're both pushing buttons and we're in a button pushing mood, and James Harden is trying to push our buttons, this is how I feel right now.
Unacceptable. Unacceptable. Yeah. Yeah.
Let's just empty the closet today with all our sounds. Let's just empty the clip today. So this is going to call the Larry Bird, Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, Patrick Ewing, great players to wear 33. Drew Willingham wears 33. Yeah, how you like that?
I do. Very, very good call there, too, man.
This is what James Harden is trying to do in Philadelphia. Tiptoe his way out of he's trying to tiptoe his way out of Philadelphia, and Daryl Morey for once is not having it, and I love it. I love it.
Snowman. I tell you what, it is great times out here in these streets, and we got. I'm listening. It's in the house. I'm listening.
Hey, what's going on? I'm listening.
Well, I'm listening. If you want to go down into the links below, subscribe to my channel, Sertoba Media. I will love you forever, as you can see it in the top right-hand corner of the show here. Michael 3000, I wonder if he's related to David 3000, says, what's up, fellas?
I'll answer that. No, because someone asked him that last night when I was doing my baseball game with the Astros and the Marlins. So someone asked that last night. No, he is not.
Okay, because there's not many people out here in these streets with the last name 3000.
Exactly.
So
there's very few. Yeah. There's very few. This is how hilarious it is. We don't even have to read this, but we both know.
We'll let the fans read it, as I look like Wilson from Home Improvement right now. Speaking of the let me talk to you, I got to say, yeah, absolutely. You do have to say.
Yeah.
Welcome to the show, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the show. So, guys, let us know in the comments how you feel about James Harden and Daryl Morey. And, Snowman brings up a pretty good point here about number 33. And, I'll go ahead and show you guys something special for you for one. I'm going to fast forward, though, so that we don't have to watch the whole thing.
There you go.
I try to wear 33 the best I can in this beer and chicken league. Let's show a little highlight of that. Look at that form.
I'm going to put you at second overall, okay?
Yeah, my man. Yes. That swing, man. People give me props for that. Like, I'm not the best looking athlete out there, but at least that swing is pretty smooth.
It was nice.
That swing is solid. That swing is pretty solid.
Yeah, I've put on a couple of years of age since then. Things have changed a little bit. Snowman, now that we're here on Tuesday, we got some heartbreaking news. We lost Game 5 on Saturday.
Ouch.
Yeah, semifinals. We didn't make it to the championship. We got to the 9th inning. We were up 11-7.
Oh no! Don't tell me.
Yeah. What happened was, because of this type of league and some things that we've been finding out over the years, but we've been doing our best to work with it. There's a little bit of paying on the side to some of these umpires.
Oh no.
And literally our pitchers were throwing pitches straight down the middle, and they were calling them ball, and waited till the 9th inning to do it. And walked the bases loaded, walked in 4 runs to tie the game at 11, and then next thing you know, it's a walk-off base hit up the middle to get that to get the run in to win the series for them. Undefeated into that series, won the first 2 games and lost 3 games in a row.
Bruh.
I've never been a part of anything quite demisable.
That's crazy. That's crazy. That's crazy.
We're still like we're still in shock over it. Like that's why this week I've already planned on taking some time off this week and doing like the best episodes of the Internal Sports Bay like I did last night. But glad I did. I'm glad I didn't plan a show around it because my head would not be fully in it. Of course, this with you where we get up, we talk sports is one thing, but in or out's a different animal.
Yeah, it is.
So,
it is. It's a totally different animal.
I'm glad that I got a little bit of a break from that, but at the same time, it's definitely heartbreaking, man, to be a part of. This was going on almost 6 months. We started practicing back in February. Very end of February, and this past weekend on the 13th was the last day. Well, no, the 12th, because Saturday was the 12th. So, very, very tough stuff, Snowman.
Yeah. These next two sounds are just to make you laugh and keep us in a humorous mood. Given what happened over the weekend, the next two things Drew were thinking as the ninth inning was going on was,
Are you kidding me?
And when it was over,
Oh, hell no.
Oh, but there was like an F-bomb in the middle of that. There was an F-bomb in the middle.
Wait a minute. An F-bomb? This is Drew I'm talking to. There had to be several F-bombs in the middle of that.
Yippee-ki-yay, motherfucker.
That's exactly what I was looking for.
I think I got my swagger back. Oh.
That was just for right now. I wasn't feeling that over the weekend. I was more so like this over the weekend.
Hell to the no, to the no, 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 no. Hell no, to the no.
And when I was looking at those umpiring calls, it was a side of this as well.
That's terrible.
You beat me to that one. You beat me to that. Actually, thinking the way that you lost, and I've seen it happen. I've called a lot of games over 20 years. Seeing it happen, you just had to think.
That is blasphemous. That is blasphemous. How dare you? How dare you say such a thing?
Oh, how dare that happen?
Dumpster fire, Snowman. Dumpster fires.
Dumpster fire with dumpster pelicans in tow.
Yeah, it absolutely was fun out there, throughout the majority of that season. And, it's a lot more fun than analyzing these comments from James Harden to Daryl Morey, I tell you what. But, unfortunately, all good things have to come to an end at some point. Looks like we got a comment. Drew was like, father, those punk mother fathers. But in all seriousness, with everything I went through on April 16th, and how of a big blow that was and the changes that came from it, that team helped lift me up through some very tough times. 20 days after that, I was on the field coaching third base, giving bunt signs and steal signs and hit and run signs, and we're going on a 5-game winning streak to start the season. I think that team gave me the confidence to tell me that I'm a tough SOB.
You are.
That I can overcome a bunch of things. Now, I've had to change some things up, health-wise and everything since then, because I can't go through that again. The next time won't be as easy to overcome as this time. Plus being in my mid-30s helps out too. But at the same time, thank you, Cole. I appreciate that as far as the congrats on the team, because they played their hearts out. It was awesome to be a part of that. It was awesome that even though it was unfortunate for me to go through what I did in the middle of April, at least I had a support system behind me, not just you guys, but then, out here in the streets as well, between the team keeping me uplifted, because I don't know what I would have been able to do without them. I probably would have recovered, but it wouldn't have been.
It wouldn't have been as much fun within your recovery without the team being behind you, that the way that they were behind you. And the way that they lifted you up, man, because we could tell the way that they were lifting you up and your spirits and how you were like getting back into producing, but also having fun being with your team and coaching them. Man, listen, having a support system like that says it all. That says it all.
Well, we'll see what comes about for next season. The way that the season ended, there's talks about the team moving to a different league. Depending on where it moves to will depend on if I join or not, because, at this point, I've been part of this team for 6 years. Seen a lot of growth. It takes a lot of my time, though. And, you know, I've had to work around stuff with my work schedule and everything just to be there. Not complaining or anything, but the older I get, the harder it's getting. You know, next year I'll be 37. I got some things in the media realm that I want to accomplish, and I'm not sure at this time. I know it's a little bit too early to speak on it, but we're only a few days removed. I need some time to kind of let the dust settle on what just happened this season, and then I'll make a decision for next year. But on that note, we'll see how things happen for that. I'll keep you guys posted, whether it's on this show or other shows as well.
Good.
But the Snowman and I, before we go into our next take, we're going to go ahead and take a quick commercial break. And when we come back, we're going to talk about some MLB action and Wander Franco and the wildness that's going on with him. We'll see you back here in about 2.5 minutes. Yeah. But, hey, that was last year. And what did he was out.
Right. And now he's in.
But he's been out for an entire year. It's not, you can't think he's going to make the same impact that he did before he was suspended.
I'm telling you, he won't have to.
What?
See how
Is he going to keep his phone down and not make bets?
Come
on, man.
How would you like to get high-speed internet for your home for less than $2 a day? That's right. For about $50 a month, you'll get lightning fast internet. Are you paying less than $50 a month right now for your internet? Then call Whole Home Connect right now for blazing fast internet at $50 a month with no price increases, no hidden fees, no contracts, no equipment fees. It's a great deal. And guess what? You can try it for 15 days. If you don't like it, you get your money back, but you're gonna love it, and you're gonna love the price. Internet for your home for $50 a month. That's less than $2 a day. Plus, no contracts, no equipment fees, and our 15-day guarantee. Call now.
Call 866-314-8900. That's 866-314-8900. Again, 866-314-8900.
If you're the kind of person that likes to drive a lot and your car is a little bit older and out of the normal warranty, keep listening. What's going on underneath the hood of your car? If your car is out of warranty, you're at risk of expensive repair bills. Now, for a couple of dollars a day, you can get an extended protection plan for your car. Hey, you love your car, so why not give it a little extra care? And make sure if something goes wrong, your bank account is safe. Literally, for a couple of dollars a day, you can give yourself peace of mind that you purchased a top-tier vehicle repair coverage plan. Call the Auto Protection Network right now and ask how you could save an additional $500 on your policy.
Call 877-845-0463. Call now.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to a show that thinks that the man we just talked about, James Harden, is a bearded snowflake. The Sports Sensei's Unleashed. He is a bearded snowflake, snowman. His headset came off. He had to walk away. Oh my gosh. His headset came off. Oh, Snowman.
Somehow, each and every Tuesday, this man has me crying with laughter.
I came up with that maybe
gracious.
like 14 seconds before I said it because I was thinking about saying something with an expletive, but I was like, no, we're on the radio. We can't. Do that. So I changed it up real quick. I was like, bearded snowflake. Will
Bearded snowflake.
Really well. And Cole,
You realize, Cole, you realize that is now going to become part of our lexicon within the crew. We have to use that now. James Harden, the bearded snowflake. That is part of our lexicon now. I expect this to circle the webs and just take off. The bearded snowflake.
And Sick, I saw your comments before that. We'll get back to that here in a minute. But we were laughing so hard at bearded snowflake, we had to stick with that for a minute. But
bearded snowflake.
Whew.
You know what?
Before we move on to the next segment, though, I do want to talk about something that I talked about earlier. Kind of touch up on it for a second.
Yeah.
And last night we had the best of episodes 1 through 10 on Sartoba Media, as well as 11 through 20. Look at the snowman in the back right there in the top left-hand corner, hanging out like Mr. Rogers and putting on his sweater, just hanging out with the crew.
Well, I'm the tallest person in the bunch. I had to stand in the back.
Now,
I'm the tallest person in the picture.
Now, tonight we keep this party going as episodes 21 through 30 will be at 8:05 p.m. Eastern time, followed by episodes 31 through 40 at 11:05 p.m. Eastern time. Getting these out, going to tell you the story of the In or Out Sports Debate, how it started, where it started, which you can figure that out from the 2 episodes from last night. But we're celebrating 100 Mother, Father, and episodes, so I figure we might as well go through and show the highlights of these episodes before we go to episode 101.
Did who did the logo? Who redid the logo?
I did.
Nice.
Yeah, you like
Very
that?
Nice. That one, yes.
Yeah.
I like that one.
From this one to this one.
To that one. And it shows the progress, and it shows how much fun you've had. And I love how the branding is. I absolutely love it. I absolutely love it.
Well, I look forward to, and also as well, it's not just playing the highlights, sitting back and watching. I'm actually live in the stream too. You can see me off to the side as it's a live reaction, showing the comments and stuff too. So we're looking back on the old times, but in the present, and you can see me. So at 8:05 tonight and at 11:05, you can find me there on that show. But enough of that. Let's go ahead and take this into the next segment.
Where did you get that Notre Dame hat? I've always wanted to ask
that one.
Where did you get that Notre Dame hat?
A buddy of mine passed away from cancer back in 2020, and his brother reached out to me and said, "Was there anything of his that you may want?" And there was like a few totes, because he was a collector of so many things. He was a big sports buff. And he supported me he was a big supporter of mine and Legacy Maker when I was, there doing the stuff that I was doing there.
Salute to him.
And his brother reached out to me, and that hat was one of them. I also got like a Budweiser hat that he won at like a Hooters contest.
Nice.
And there was like a pendant, like a little pendant I got. Now Notre Dame, like I've always liked watching them play, but they're not my football team. But because he was a huge Notre Dame fan, it's a way to remember my friend, and he's on the shelf with me right here during my videos. I figured, it was a cool memento, and he's still with me as I do my videos.
Look at what Cole said. Complete with the car.
Hey, Cole. Speaking of that,
I'm sorry.
I can't, Snowman, because you know why, Cole? Last week, and it was just Friday that I was on with you guys on Snowman in the Morning. I told you it was up to 65,000 signatures on that petition. Guess what, Cole Johnson? It's up to 91,000 on that petition to change it back to the original name. And I will take.
And I think the name sounds like
this. The arm right there. That's what you want.
Now I got Drew shaking his head.
I'm shaking my head more at Cole calling him the slur. That's what I'm shaking my head at, because you are going to have to recognize, like that saying back in the day, you better recognize it's going to happen, because it's coming back.
It'll happen by week 6.
No, it won't be that soon. But when it does happen,
I wish.
when it does happen, Cole, we're gonna have a special show, and I'm gonna say this to start out with.
Let me talk to you.
And I'm playing this song.
Yeah, I hope you do.
Oh no! And he comes back. He's on one today, and I'm loving it.
You are on it there with that one, but hey, they will not be at the dilapidated FedEx Field for too long. Okay,
I hope not. I hope there's a new stadium on the horizon. I really do, because no fan, to be totally serious, no fan deserves to go through what those fans went through at FedEx Field.
You can definitely never have too much fun at Hooters Sick. Absolutely. And thank you.
Especially when the Patriots go down, and especially when the Patriots go down in the Super Bowl and I pick up $1,000.
Mm-hmm. He had, I forget what type of cancer he had. I'll have to reach out to his brother. I know that it was something within his bone, and so they didn't catch it in time, and it moved up to his brain. And then once that happened, he was in a coma. And he came out of the coma for like a day or two, and then once he went back in it, he was gone in 48 hours. Because
now Ryan's getting in on the fun.
No, they'll be dilapidated at RFA. Come on, no, guys, come on, get it together. I heard they're trying to build a new stadium in VA. Yes.
Why don't they just build it in DC?
Well,
that's why they belong.
Dan Snyder purchased the property in Dumfries. And that's where they were going to move it, but then they sold the team, and now it's the new owners to either take that property and build something on it, or go to RFK and keep it in DC. From what it sounds like, they want to really keep the team in DC, because if you move the team into Virginia, you're in Maryland, which you're closer to DC there, but Dumfries is a little bit further out. You might want to call them the Virginia whatevers, the Virginia Destroyers, or whatever you want to call them at that point, because they're going to be in a completely different area. But that's neither here nor there, but let's not go too far off the rails. Let's take this into our topic that we have here, and then we'll acknowledge you guys in the comments here after that. When it comes to this topic here, MLB, when it comes to Wander Franco, should be banned from the MLB rather than on the restricted list. How do you feel about this, Snowman? With what he's been accused of and with what's going on in his life right now, do you think that he should be banned?
This is a tough one. Keep him on the restricted list until the proceedings play out. Because if you ban him, then you're already making him guilty before everything plays out. That's my only thing.
I just have zero tolerance for this, Snowman.
I have same here.
You being a parent, and all that too. I'm not even a parent. I'm just an uncle. But, just to think of someone having inappropriate communication with a minor, he's fairly young too, but still, once you're over the age of 18, once you hit the age of 18, they take that very serious. Of course, if you're within like a year or two age frame, that's different, But when there's severe age difference, within there, from what it sounds like, there's still a lot more facts that need to come out about this. But when you think of major league player, which unless you're Rodriguez of the Seattle Mariners, there's not many 18, 19-year-olds playing in the MLB. Okay?
No.
So most people that are playing in the MLB are in their 20s, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, somewhere in there when they're first coming up to the big leagues.
Yeah.
And when you think about this kid right here, well, this man, I would say, can't even say kid or refer to him as that because he's communicating with a kid. It's absolutely sickening to think about that. And this is more serious, in my opinion, than gambling in the game of sports. We've banned Pete Rose for gambling on the game. Now, with what he did is a lot different than, what other people have done. He gambled on his own team and picked them to win or lose, which ethically, morally is wrong.
It's wrong.
Now, when you think about that, me saying ethically and morally wrong, and we're talking about gambling.
Yeah.
How can we not say somebody should be banned for ethically or morally communicating with someone underage and having some type of relationship, whether it's just online communication or not.
Or
You
not.
still were
Right.
planning to meet up with someone. And there are people all the time that get catfished by people out there who are cops posing to be little kids. And
Yep.
still know that, and you are still sick-minded enough to follow through with it. I feel like when we find that these proceedings are spot on, that we should ban him. Maybe not right this second, but once all the facts come out, if it's proven that he was trying to engage with someone underage, male or female, whichever it was, you're underage, you got to go from the sport, because there are little kids that watch these sports, and you're older kids, adults, and you're setting a bad tone if you're letting someone who's going to act upon these urges or whatnot the game. It doesn't set a good precedent for everybody else involved.
It really doesn't. And it's something that we both just said, and something I lean on every day. Let the proceedings play out, and if they are spot on, you got to ban them. Period. You got to ban them. On the restricted list, ... is a start, and you got to put them on the restricted list, and you got to let all the proceedings play out. If you want to be fair, you have to be fair across the board. This is true. But if they do play out and it is proven, if the allegations are proven, he's got to go. He's got to go.
Cole brings up a good point here, and I'll get to you here in a second, Sick, but we've seen teams perform vehicle manslaughter to where the person hit died. Dante Stallworth, and he still got a chance to play again on the field.
He did.
Yes.
He did.
Very, very good point there. You know, vehicular manslaughter, though, you know, that's an accident. That's an accident. That doesn't mean you weren't careless. Didn't mean you did not make a bad. You made a good call or you made a bad call there, of course.
Right.
But you know exactly what you are doing when you are communicating with people out here in these streets, especially when you ask them what their age is and you pursue it further once you figure out what the age is and what you're being told.
Right.
Okay.
Right.
So there's a huge difference here between vehicular manslaughter and grooming someone, or just inappropriate behavior. Vehicular manslaughter is an accident. Killing someone, not more so an accident, but when it comes to vehicular manslaughter, that's more so an accident, because you could have made a better decision, yes. But in this decision here, when you're engaging with someone who, whether you think they're underage or they are underage, you are of sound mind to know that is wrong. And if you're not, you should be banned from the major league sport, because if you are not of sound mind to make the decision out there in the streets, you're not of sound mind to make the real decisions out there on the baseball field. Agreed
on both counts. There's no excuse for being with a minor. You know, as Cole just said, that's just statutory rape territory, and you're putting your career at risk and you're putting your life at risk for doing that. If you make a calculated decision, and this winds up proving to be a calculated decision, then adios. Now, will it happen given the bureaucracy of Major League Baseball? We can't say. But if this is me and I have the ruling hand, and it proves that he made a calculated decision to do this, he's out of here.
Now, had he been someone who didn't act on those urges, but it came out that he had the urges, but instead of acting upon him, he went and sought treatment to fix that. That's a completely different situation there.
Very different.
Then I wouldn't be up here saying ban him, put him on the restricted at that point, in my opinion.
Right.
Get the man some help, and when he's fully rehabilitated, let him back in.
Exactly.
Or take
he's a hell of a talent, but you're putting your career and your life at risk by doing this. You are putting everything at risk.
But you still acted on those urges, and for that, you lose all sorts of respect from me. And I don't know what you can do to regain it, but that's just how I feel about it right now.
You can't do anything to regain it. I don't think you can. I really don't think you can.
No, you really can't. And 6 says, are we talking about the age of consent here? There's also the issue of near age exemption laws as well to consider. And that's what we were just talking about at the beginning of this as well.
Yep.
And from what I read up on this, it does not sound like we were at the exemption laws for this. It sounds like the minor was younger than that, because I feel like if we were near the age exemption laws, he wouldn't have even put on the restricted list. Like, this story wouldn't go as far as it did had that been the case.
That's why you got to let, and to Cole's point right here, minors lie about being older. That's why I say at first, let the entire process play out. Let the entire process go through, find out all the facts, and then you can make your call from there.
Yeah, like Cole says, he gets the banishment, but he doesn't think it would happen. 6 says, I would say let the proceedings go and let all the pieces fall where they may, which, yes, that's true. But, you know, I wanted to get you guys' opinion on this, which is why I threw it in here the way that I did. And also Snowman's as well. He says he agrees with the two of us. There's no excuse for being with a minor. That's also statutory rape territory, like Snowman has said as well. How do you know if the minor in question lied about their age? That's the question. Also, where were the minors' guardians?
And there are two key, and those are two key questions that will come out that need to come out in all the proceedings. Those are two key questions right there. You know, we just talked about it. Cole just said it. Did the minor lie about their age? Because if they lied about their age, then a big piece of the fault's got to go to them too. So the entire process, no matter how long it takes, how much it takes, or what has to happen, or who has to be spoken to or interviewed, the entire process has to play out.
No, you're absolutely right. And he also says, that's where I'm at with it, Brian. That's what I want to weigh in, if it's calculated decision versus not one.
Right.
If MLB feels it was not calculated, then he's restricted and not fully banished.
Right.
It's a very good take. You know, I wanted to make sure that we saw it from both sides.
Yeah.
Because when you really put this whole thing into perspective, it's so sickening. And we've gone year after year after year. There's more and more rehabilitation services out there for people to get help. If you are someone out there who's sick enough to where you're having these urges, get the help. Well, you're in major league profession. Eyes are on you. In the higher levels of profession, you get to where there's more media and more eyes on you. You have no room for slip-ups, and this is not a slip-up. This is something that definitely needs to be getting taken care of, because you cannot keep acting on things like this.
You can't. And I'll say it again. You are putting your life and your career at risk. Forget the career. You're putting your life at risk.
Yes,
because there will absolutely be some jail time with this. You are putting your life at risk in acting on those urges, like you said, Drew.
And Sick Diggy, he said, from Cole says, raised a great point too. Sometimes minors lie about being older, and that's something that you have to prove, because if it was verbally told to you, that's one thing. If it was in text or in some type of writing form that, you know, the minor said that they were older, then of course you have some type of proof. But in today's age, where there's eyes and cameras everywhere, there's a good chance that he'll be able to prove that, if that was the case. But we won't know until, of course, the proceedings continue.
The proceedings have to play all the way out before we get a full ruling from any and everybody involved, from the legal to Major League Baseball to the Tampa Bay Rays. You know, local, national, and then federal. It's got to play all the way out, because if the process is circumvented in any kind of way, then there will be some bias, and people are going to notice it, and they're going to call it immediately.
Absolutely. One more comment we had with two more. Cole says, well done, gentlemen. Seriously, this is one of the best segments of the Sports Sensei's Unleashed. I would have to agree. Snowman and I have come out with the fire with this one, because we are both passionate about this topic right here when it comes to saving our minors out here, because there's already enough bad things out here in the world. We don't want to expose them to the crazies out here. And, you know, we need to let the process take place. If Wander Franco's a part of those crazies, we'll see. I'm not necessarily calling him crazy in this case. We'll see once the proceedings go through.
But when you see how it plays out,
I've got a 15-year-old niece who'll be 16 in January. When I think about people out here like this, you know, I start polishing my guns. Okay. I got
Yes, you should.
a gun case and stuff like that because I don't want her to be around these crazy people out here. And then we've got this situation too, where people within the higher levels of professional athletes and sports are making these bad calls. It's really sick to see.
You know, and my daughter Cheyenne, you know, always comes to me when she's seeing somebody and she says, I want you to meet him, Pop. And I said, okay, that has to happen. And if he doesn't want to meet me, then that tells me what kind of guy he is. So we don't want anybody to be around these crazies out here.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And what's up, Hawk TV? Glad you're able to make
Hawk
it here
TV,
for
what's up?
Probably one of our most serious conversations we've ever had in the 33 episodes we've had of this show. But speaking of great conversations and things to show, we've got one more commercial break for you guys. We'll see you back on the other side of this here in just a couple minutes. And when we do, we'll talk about some great historical factors in this week in sports. Yeah. But hey, that was last year. And what did he was out.
Right. And now he's in.
But he's been out for an entire year. It's not, you can't think he's going to make the same impact that he did before he was suspended.
I'm telling you, he won't have to.
What?
See how
Is he going to keep his phone down and not make bets?
Come
on, man.
Yeah, stop fun.
How would you like to get high-speed internet for your home for less than $2 a day? That's right. For about $50 a month, you'll get lightning-fast internet. Are you paying less than $50 a month right now for your internet? Then call Whole Home Connect right now for blazing fast internet at $50 a month with no price increases, no hidden fees, no contracts, no equipment fees. It's a great deal. And guess what? You can try it for 15 days. If you don't like it, you get your money back, but you're gonna love it, and you're gonna love the price. Internet for your home for $50 a month. That's less than $2 a day. Plus, no contracts, no equipment fees, and our 15-day guarantee. Call now.
Call 866-314-8900. That's 866-314-8900. Again, 866-314-8900.
If you're the kind of person that likes to drive a lot and your car is a little bit older and out of the normal warranty, keep listening. What's going on underneath the hood of your car? If your car is out of warranty, you're at risk of expensive repair bills. Now, for a couple of dollars a day, you can get an extended protection plan for your car. Hey, you love your car, so why not give it a little extra care? And make sure if something goes wrong, your bank account is safe. Literally, for a couple of dollars a day, you can give yourself peace of mind that you purchased a top-tier vehicle repair coverage plan. Call the Auto Protection Network right now and ask how you could save an additional $500 on your policy.
Call 877-845-0463. Call now.
Get him, Snowman.
Bearded snowflakes. The Sports Sensei's Unleashed.
Snowman, we only got bearded snowflakes.
You got dumpster pelicans too.
Oh, well, at least now we just did.
Yeah, now. That's why I said it.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to episode 33 of the Sports Sensei's Unleashed. And now we're going to take this into sports history. A little bit of some moments that happened on these dates this week in history. We're going to go back to Monday, the 14th of this week. And look back on that date in 1973 as Johnny Unitas files a $725,000 lawsuit against the Baltimore Colts in 1973.
Baltimore courts.
Yeah, I don't know where that came from, but yeah, Baltimore courts. Look it up. They were one historic team right there. They absolutely were.
I understand the Freudian slip. Lord knows I've made quite a few of those. Oh man.
It happens. It happens. Now, on that same date, August 14th in 1981, someone that Snowman likes very well, Mike Schmidt of the Phillies hits his 300th career home run off of New York Met Mike Scott, August 14th, 1981.
Number 20, Mike Schmidt.
The following year on that same date, Pete Rose, the cheater, Phillies, as he played for the Phillies that time, 12,365 at-bats, sets the record and passes Hank Aaron.
All right.
Snowman, do you have any recollection of that date in 1982?
No. I was just loving baseball at the time.
Now,
around it.
5 years later on that date, I know you had to have thought about this because this would have been a 15-year-old Snowman at this time in 1987. Oakland's Mark McGwire sets rookie home run record at 39 home runs en route to hitting 49 that season.
I remember Mr. McGwire. And that was his rookie year where he set the record, 49 home runs.
That was pre-juice.
Pre-juice, exactly.
On the same day, August 14th in 1991, MLB's Minnesota Twins, Dave Winfield is the 23rd to hit 400 home runs.
And I remember seeing it. I remember Dave Winfield. Played many years with the Yankees and had a chance to live out his dream with his hometown Minnesota Twins.
Yes, absolutely. And it was cool for him to get that towards the very end of his career right there as well. Now, our last thing that we'll talk about on August 14th, in 1993, the New York Yankees retired their 13th number in history on Reggie Jackson Day, retiring number 44 on August 14th, 1993.
Gotta love it. Gotta love Mr. October.
Yeah, he was definitely huge for them. I mean, it was sad to see how the last years of his career played out. But
hey, look, he got a base hit in his last at bat. That's good enough. He got a base hit in his last at bat.
But the overall, just when you think about his overall last 5 to 6 years, just
right,
he was a shell of himself. He wasn't what he used to be.
Right.
Looking back, I wasn't alive back when he was doing that, but I mean, I've seen so many highlights and thinking to myself, like, he should have hung it up maybe 2 or 3 years sooner. But to each his own. We all make our own decisions out here in these streets, Snowman.
That we do.
That we do. Let's move on to August 15th, 1989. In his second start since receiving cancer treatment, Giants' Dave Dravecki breaks his pitching. Dravecki. I don't know. I wasn't alive then.
Dave Dravecki.
Breaks his pitching arm while throwing to Tim Raines. Do you remember that?
Yes, I do. And it's so unfortunate. I mean, he had worked so hard to make his way back with the Giants. Left-hander, number 43, Dave Dravecki, and then he breaks his arm. I felt for him. I felt for him when that happened. I really did.
And as far as we'll go back to that in a minute. As far as the following year, it looks like in 1990, Mark McGwire is the first to hit 30 home runs in each of his first 4 seasons. I think he was juicing by this point.
Nah, I think that came later.
You don't think he was by 90?
Nope. I'm inclined to think
playing beside Canseco at that point.
No, I think for both of them that came later. I'm inclined to think that came later.
Okay. Now, as far as Dravecki, we'll get back to that for a second. Do you think that watching his arm fall apart on the mound like that, was that as bad as Nolan Ryan's in 93 or worse?
It hurts my heart just replaying it in my mind because I remember it happened because he had gone. I'll say it again. He had gone so much to get back on the mound, and then to have that horrific injury happen. That was absolutely horrible, and it was nasty.
Was it as bad as Joe Theismann's injury then?
Even.
I don't even want to go back. I was thinking about going back and watching it, but I don't want to go back and watch it now.
You don't. For the simplest of reasons, one's an arm, one's a leg. There's a break involved either way.
even Cole says that with Dravecky, that was nasty. He wound up, and you literally saw the left arm go limp before he fell into the dirt. Before he fell to the dirt. And Dravecki's was worse than Ryan's. It came close to the Theismann injury, in his opinion, as well, too. So, wow, that's tough. Well, now I learned the man's name and that his injury was more severe. That's something that I learned today by going back in history with you guys today. So it's unfortunate for him, but hopefully by this point, is he still alive? Is Dave Dravecki still alive?
Live research.
Cole, let us know in the comments. We're going to keep going, but Cole, let us know if he's still alive or not. In 1993, on the same date, speaking of Nolan Ryan, he gets his 324th and final victory in the Rangers' 4-1 victory over the Indians. We were just talking about Nolan Ryan, and 4 years after that Dave Dravecki incident, Ryan gets his last win on that date on August 15th of 1993. And then after that was when he ultimately had his injury and retired.
Yeah, Dravecki's alive and well. He's 67 years old.
Good deal. Good deal.
Glad 67 years old.
Glad to hear that. As far as the same date, August 15th, speaking of retired numbers, as we did with the last date we were talking about, the LA Dodgers retired Tommy Lasorda's number 2 in 1997. What are your memories of Tommy Lasorda and his coaching for the Dodgers there, Snowman?
Him running on the field after Kirk Gibson's walk-off. It's one of the best memories. One of the best memories I have of Tommy Lasorda. But another favorite memory I have of Tommy Lasorda is how mad he got on 2 occasions when he allowed Tom Nietenfuer to pitch to Jack Clark, and then when the Phillies came all the way back from 11-3 down and lost 12-11 in 1990. Those are the 2 best moments, angry moments, of Tommy Lasorda. But God rest Tommy Lasorda. I loved watching him be a manager in the majors. He was one of my favorite characters.
Absolutely. And when it comes to August 16th, as we go to Wednesday, August 16th at this point, there's not really many notable things to discuss on August 16th. We could talk about Michael Phelps in 2008. The American swimmer wins his 7th of 8 gold medals at the Beijing Olympics when he takes the 100-meter butterfly and the Olympic record 50.58 beats, can't even pronounce that name, of Serbia.
Don't try it.
Yeah, he beats him by 0.01 seconds. Wow. I remember that one now.
Yeah.
How close that was. I remember how they were hyping that up on sports shows and cold pizza and all that stuff at that time. I think cold pizza. In 2008.
Oh, boy. Oh, boy.
Simpler times. A year later on the same date, 2009 PGA Championship Men's Golf, Hazeltine National GC Yang Youngin of South Korea wins his first major title by 3 strokes from the legendary Tiger Woods.
That was a great comeback win.
It definitely
was a great comeback. That was a great comeback win.
And on this date as well, August 16th, and it was last year in 2022, Philadelphia Phillies win 11-4 over visiting Cincinnati Reds, makes them the 9th Major League Baseball team with 10,000 franchise victories, and the last of those founded in the 19th century. They were the first to lose 10,000 in 2007. Wow.
10,000's all over the place.
I'd have to say that it's safe to say that they still have more losses than victories at this point, and they are 10 years since they were created back in the 19th century. That's sad.
Yep.
It's absolutely sad. That's another thing for me as a Braves fan to rub in those Phillies fans' faces at some point. I'm glad we had this history talk today when it comes to that. August 17th, on Thursday, 1933, Major League Baseball player Lou Gehrig plays record 1,308th consecutive game.
Mm-hmm.
The legend, the Iron Man, the Iron Horse.
The original Iron Horse. The original Iron Horse.
In 1957, baseball player Richie Ashburn fouls and hits fan Alice Roth twice in the same game at bat, playing for those historical Philadelphia Phillies. First hit breaks her nose. Second one hits her while she's on the stretcher. Wow! Talk about some bad luck for old Alice in 1957.
Man, oh man.
There's no way she's alive today to talk about that. There's no way she's lot.
No, I don't think so.
Yeah, especially after getting rocked twice in the same at bat. You hadn't even finished recovering from the first one.
In the same at bat. Yikes!
I bet you she never went back to a game the rest of her life, man. I bet you. In 1966, Willie Mays takes second place on the all-time home run list on August 17th of 1966. Moving on, in 1972, MLB's Philadelphia Phillies, Steve Carlton wins his 15th straight game. Well, there's some good
Lefty.
That's some good history for the Phillies right there.
No, I love Lefty. I love watching Lefty pitch.
In 1984, Pete Rose returns to the Cincinnati Reds on August 17th as player manager, getting 2 hits.
Yep.
In 1989, Baltimore Orioles shortstop Cal Ripken Jr. plays his 1,208th consecutive game, moves to third place all time behind New York Yankees Lou Gehrig and Boston Red Sox / New York Yankees Everett Scott.
Yep.
And we'll go to one more date here for this week, and that'll be August 18th, Friday, August 18th. And when we look at what happened on August 18th, in 1931, Lou Gehrig, hitless in Detroit, hits 1,000th consecutive played game in a hitless game in 1931.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. In 1959, Branch Rickey resigns as Pirates CEO to be president of the Continental League.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, that was something I didn't know about that. I didn't know
there you go.
Was president of that. 1965, Hank Aaron loses a home run because he hit it out of the batter's box. He was standing outside of the batter's box. So just think he would have had 756 home runs.
I know.
Had he had that one.
And he hit one out of the box. Ouch.
In 1982, on this date, Pete Rose sets record with 13,941st plate appearance. So many plate appearances. Basically, baseball is stupid.
And I've watched a lot of them.
Yes,
when
you
it comes
did.
to Pete Rose, I watched a lot of them.
On that same date in 2002, PGA Championship Men's Golf, Hazeltine National GC, American Rich Beam wins his first major title by 1 stroke from Tiger Woods. What's up with this week in history and everyone besting Tiger Woods by 1 to 3 strokes?
I don't know. It's just luck.
That course was not Tiger's. It was not one for Tiger.
Hazelton is not a good course for Tiger Woods.
That was back in Tiger Woods' heydays. I wonder how much partying he did that night to forget about it.
I will say a lot.
I would have to say so too. Guys, that's it for our historical takes as we look back on history. And before we get on out of here, we're going to take some NFL training camp news before we go to our closing thoughts. And Snowman, give us a brief thought on what your take this week is on the Indianapolis Colts.
I have none.
What?
I have none.
What do you mean?
I'll save my thoughts for later. I'm waiting for everything to somewhat come together with Anthony Richardson and the Jonathan Taylor situation. It's a frightening time right now for the Indianapolis Colts. Hopefully, they'll find some way to turn it all around when September 10th gets here.
Well, I will at least say this when it comes to my Washington Commies. Sam Howell did not impress me as much in this week 1 preseason game. Jacoby Brisket, as I would like to call him. Jacoby Brisket was out there slinging it around, had a passing touchdown, had a rushing touchdown, and so far, I'm starting to eat my crow when it comes to Sam Howell. How well will he play in these next 2 preseason games? We shall see. That's enough for training camp news for today. We go into our closing thoughts for the show, Snowman. And Snowman, you didn't really want to give me much for the training camp news. You got to give me a little something extra when it comes into your solo closing thoughts. Give it to the people, Snowman. Let them know what's up for the closing thoughts.
I haven't laughed this hard in a long time, and I appreciate you. I appreciate the fans. I appreciate everyone. You especially taking over production of Sports Senseis Unleashed. Of course, I appreciate my family, all my friends, and I'm ready for regular season football. And that's about all. That's about all I got. I'm just ready for regular season football. I'm ready to cover some football games, and I'm actually ready for my wife's chili during football season because she makes a lot of chili and a lot of soups during football season. And I love that joke you made about Sam Howell, by the way. That's it.
Well, Snowman, tell the wife I love chili and soups too. We have this thing called FedEx overnight. Send it through FedEx. I will pay for it. I will pay the shipping if you send me some good chili. Now,
here's the problem.
What's that?
We may have eaten it all before we sent it.
No, man.
I got kids, man.
You have kids, but sharing is caring, Snowman.
I know. And my family gets first dibs.
I get it. I'm just going to fly out to Indiana and find you and find this chili that you're talking about. Now back to my closing thoughts that I have here for this show. First of all, I'm going to touch up on the Snowman. Thank you for coming here as well, ready for the fire, because we absolutely crushed it, especially on that Wander Franco topic. I have to agree with Cole. That is probably our best segment that we've had on this show so far. It's unfortunate that we had to talk about that. Nobody wants to talk about that. But for us to deliver what we did on that topic and what we brought our true feelings out, which we do for everything. But you could feel how passionate Snowman and I were about that. As Snowman as a parent, me as an uncle, we don't want to see that stuff out here. Me as a coach as well, we don't want to see this stuff going on with the younger generation. Okay, so that's my closing thought on that. Also want to thank all of you for those of you who were there for the shows last night, and welcome you to the shows tonight that we have on Sartoba Media. If you'd love to be in the comments, I would love to acknowledge you during the show as we replay those episodes, and I'll be there in the live stream for that. We will be on this show. Will be on WQEE Wednesday night at 7:00 p.m. Eastern time. So thank you again to Ryan and WQEE for having us on there as well. As we wrap up this show, episode 33 of the Sports Senseis Unleashed, we have two more comments right here. Anthony Richardson is your man for the Colts, and Jim Irsay needs to put down the bottle that includes the NFL training camp news from the Indianapolis. And I went,
there it is,
because of his problem that he got busted for back in the day.
There it is.
That's what he likes to do. That's Jim Irsay. That's his nose. That's him. Take it. Oh, I'm going to have a heart attack if I keep doing that, because he probably did that so much.
Please don't have another heart attack here.
Had a heart attack. I saw what you did there. How well. Yes, you did. Probably just how you saw it. I just did as well. So thank you.
Quit.
All.
Quit.
Thank you all for the fun out here for episode 33. For the Snowman, I am D. Willie Drew Willingham. We only have one more thing left to show you, and that is one badass outro. Everybody stay safe out here in these streets. Ladies and gentlemen, don't you forget that tonight on Sartoba Media, best of 21 through 30 at 8:05 p.m. Eastern Time, as well as best of 31 through 40. Join me live at 8:05 and 11:05. Again, thank you for watching episode 33 of the Sports Sensei.